If you watch me, you may have noticed that I only ever review animes that are really good, and that's because it saves you time. Why would you watch a video on a shitty anime? Kenja No Mago is different. I like to believe that there's not many bad things, there's just certain things that aren't meant for certain people. With that in mind, this anime fucking sucks. It just made me mad, viscerally mad to watch. Despite that, I'm sure it's gonna get some popularity, so before that cancer spreads, and before you watch the second episode, I'm gonna break down Kenja No Mago. Holy moly, it's motherfucking Scamboli, aka I have no friends, and today we're gonna do another episode of On the Radar, where I find good anime so you don't have to. Only today, we don't have good anime. We have a horrible one. So let's get to the summary. So this is a story that's been shit out over and over again. We have a stressed businessman that gets hit by a truck and wakes up in a magical world as Shin Walford. He's raised by the world's two most powerful magicians, a legendary knight, and is obviously very overpowered. Upon reaching adulthood at age 15, he's sent out to school to learn how to integrate with society. Simple. If you wanted me to describe this story in one non-derogatory word, it would be simple. You know when kids start making shit up and sometimes they just start telling these dumbass stories? That's pretty much Kenja No Mago. The characters have extremely simple motives, the plot never has any real thought put into it, and the dialogue is so painfully fucking brain dead. Here's an example. Don't you guys feel sad about this war? I feel a little sad. War? Oh. Like, this just feels like a meme. That's not the only problem I have. In chapter 4, he meets a girl, and later that night develops an enchantment that makes him literally invincible to all types of damage. His grandma is all like, hey, don't tell anybody about that, cause it could, ruin the fucking world or whatever. Do you know what he does the next day on chapter 5? He gives it to the bitch he met the day before, and then to some other people he just met. And then he invents teleportation and invisibility magic, which could also ruin the fucking world. What does he do? He tells a bunch of randoms exactly how he does it, and then teaches them. Oh, you like romance? There's no tension, there's no emotional attachment, but he does get the girl. So if you like titties, there's a lot of those and some needless ecchi. To me, it all felt like bait that would have got 14-year-old me going, yeah, grab those titties. So yeah, the story's just a bunch of juvenile shit like this. You know it's a shitty plot when a guy called Booty Warrior says word for word exactly what you're thinking. And my voice cracked. Let's do characters now. You know, when you have refreshing and unique characters from shows like One Punch Man, The Promised Neverland, or Demon Hunter, it's a pretty bad fucking insult when you come up with a generic main character like this. Shin Walford is nothing we haven't seen before. He's a generic isekai main character where everything his dick touches turns to gold, and he can fuck anything he wants just because. Despite being an average dude in the original world, in the next one he has a genius level of knowledge in physics that allows him to manipulate magic. Then there's a love interest who has the personality of a comrade, the classmates who are just filler and potential harem candidates, and the old people who are pretty much Shin's hype men. You'll catch them having seizures and going fucking senile every time Shin does anything remotely interesting. So if you can't tell, the characters aren't good. Let's move on to art. I honestly have very few problems with the art. The anime looks about as generic as they come, but some of the visuals are actually pretty sick. Each time they use magic, they do something interesting. The alleyway fight was nicer than I expected, and there was some alright choreography. Now, here's the complaints. I can't fucking stand it when anime uses those stock effects to make it look like things are moving fast. Just draw the fucker moving fast. Moving on, this and some other things made the bear fight especially embarrassing, so I can only hope that other fights in the future don't look like this. So in closing, the art is okay, but a lot of the action could be very weak in the future. So let's move on to music. Music is at its best when it serves to create an emotional impact on the viewer. Take the wood scene in Kimetsu no Yaiba for example. Everything about it, from the sound to the art, is all deliberate and creates a sense of unease and tension. Now let's take a look at Kenja No Mago trying to create tension. Alright, so let's break this down. He's sitting on the ground, moaning like Hank Hill to some Pokemon music. That's not creating tension, that makes me laugh, and this pretty well represents the music throughout the episode. While the music itself didn't suck, they never seemed to know which song to play for the right moment. So here's my final thoughts. Don't get me wrong, this anime is for certain people. As I said here, I think if you're very new to anime, you'll have a fun time watching it. And they could possibly flip the fights around to make them look cool, even though it's not likely. There's neat action in the manga at least. But for me and a lot of other viewers, that's just not gonna save this anime. There's tropes on tropes on tropes and just lazy everything. I like watching things that were made with passion and care written into it. But if you watched episode 1 and liked it, you're probably not gonna listen to this. So I just wanna say, when you're sitting there on episode 5 thinking, wow, this show sucks dick, I hope it pop into your head. That's it, that's the video. Like or comment if you enjoyed, Yeah. Yeah, peace.